Hi, my name is Tamika Lamison, and I've been a screenwriter for about 15 years. I'm also a writer, director, producer, and my background is acting. My very first screenplay was written back in 1998. It was inspired by a true event in New York City. It's sort of a pre 9/11 romanticized version of uh, New York City and some of the things that I loved about the city and some of the people and events that took place there. And one of the things that happened, I was a poet at the time as well, and my book bag got stolen. And it had like everything in it. It had my poetry and it had unrecoverable poetry because it was all handwritten in a journal. And it had my personal journal. It had um, photos, all kinds of private and personal information. And I was really devastated, really mostly about the poetry. So I knew I was never going to get that back. And I decided to turn the incident into something positive by writing a screenplay about it. And I got really lucky because that script, sort of validated me, won a lot of awards like the Gordon Parks Independent Awards and $10,000 through the IFP Independent Film Project. And that was really great. And some other really amazing things and interesting things happened with that script, but we will get back to that. Um, in the interim, uh, I wrote another script called Memoirs of a Virgin Whore. And that's sort of, I've been tweaking and working on that for a few years now. It won the Disney Fellowship. But it's been really challenging getting that script made from script to screen. And part of what I believe is the issue is because it's a little racy. At least back about 5 or 6 years ago when I wrote it. Now I think the timing is a little bit better and people are more open to projects that are controversial, that have to do with sexuality and religion, and also that are commercial. So that's the script that I'm working on now that I'm really excited about. I really want to see that script made because I think it's a really important discussion, especially when it comes to women, to talk about how religion impacts our sexual choices and religion and guilt um, and all of that. So, and it's a coming of age story in that realm. So I'm very excited about that script. And when I write, I usually write during I call it the nocturnal vampire hours between like 12 a.m. and 4 a.m. I used to go to coffee shops around the city, but now I just write at home because of the hours that I keep. Screenwriting has really taught me that you have to have perseverance, passion, patience. Because some of those scripts that you've written 3 or 4 years ago, or even 10 years ago for that matter, still have relevance, and sometimes it's just a timing issue. So, stand by your work, continue to tweak it, work on it, and be patient and continue to write. And I feel like if you do all of those things, that you definitely will be successful. What I really want to happen with my scripts, I want them to obviously be produced. I have several scripts that I'd like to direct. Some I don't want to direct, but I really want to see them produced. I want to continue to create product, continue to write, continue to make a difference with my work as well. Now back to my Hollywood story of Jar by the Door. Jar by the Door, the first script that I wrote, was optioned several times, and eventually it was sold for 6 figures. Woohoo! Yay me! But a little while after I got the check, we realized that it was, rubber, that it was never going to be made good. And I was really devastated by that. I mean, these people had bought options, so it seemed like everything was going to happen, like clockwork. I was even going to get to direct it. It was an amazing situation, and the check just never was made good. I still have that check, by the way. And after that happened, I realized that I wanted to do more with my art to make a difference. So I created a nonprofit organization called Make a Film Foundation, sort of like Make-A-Wish, but we make films with kids who have serious or life-threatening medical conditions, and we help them to create short film legacies by teaming them with famous people in the industry. So they essentially get to write and star in their own short films, documentaries, or narratives with famous people in Hollywood and amazing, wonderful directors. And we've had an opportunity to work with Academy Award winning or nominated directors and actors and writers. It's been amazing. So I actually wouldn't change anything as far as my Hollywood story, because it was the non-sale of that script that actually gave me the impetus and the kick in the butt to create my nonprofit Make a Film Foundation. So yeah, I think that about sums it up. I mean, I want to write, I want to direct, I want to do all of that stuff, but as far as these particular scripts are concerned, I really want to see them. They're still my favorite 2 scripts. I've written about 25 scripts, but these are really close to my heart for very particular reasons. One is the first one that I wrote, and it has a lot of story and behind it as far as the things that have happened with it and didn't happen with it. And the other one I just feel is really, really relevant. And there is some personal stuff in there that inspired me to write that as well. So thank you. And I hope to see you at the movies watching my film soon.